I'm convinced that about half of what separates the successful entrepreneurs from the non-successful ones is simple: pure perseverance. Well, that's probably true. That's why one of our favorite mottos that comes from Scripture: press on, press toward the mark, keep persevering. And thanks, Steve Jobs, for reminding me of some ancient but contemporary wisdom. That's a part of What It Takes, and you are indeed listening to What It Takes Radio. And we are glad that you've made a few minutes in your life, Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's just simply 10 minutes of clarity. You're busy. Hopefully one idea, one point, something that will be kind of a skill or a story or a strategy or an idea that you can work with that will help you as a spirit-led entrepreneur to make your mark in the present and future marketplace. As I said, it is the age of the digital entrepreneur. Now, there's going to be a lot of other businesses that still need to keep doing and will survive. It will get tougher, but they will make it if they're good and if they're tough. But the future is in the world of the digital entrepreneur. But it's going to be tough. You've got to persevere. Now, thinking of that, I was reminded of a story. It goes back many years. Not many of you will remember this, but some of you might. One of the earliest television shows in the 1950s was called Captain Video. And it was for children. And obviously I was a child. And it was the earliest of the science fiction. Now, there were no special effects. And actually, the TV show was done live in kind of a very ham-handed set where Captain Video and his little crew did their adventures. And I remember one. It's funny that I remember this because it was really kind of scary. It was called I, Tobor. I, Tobor. And what it was, I, Tobor was essentially the backwards spelling of Robot 1. And somebody had taken a robot, and it was obviously some guy dressed up in kind of boxes. It was kind of funny looking, but kind of scary looking. And they had stamped Robot 1 backwards, and it was I, Tobor. And he was a scary, scary robot who attacked Captain Video and his crew. Well, we haven't heard too much about robots anymore. Then all of a sudden, in the last few years, we are hearing about them all the time. And so I thought I would think about that. As I said in the topic title, the robots are coming. The robots are coming. The robots are coming. And they might be coming for your job. Now, obviously we see those caricatures and those incredible mechanical devices called robots, but that's the wrong way to think about it. When we think of robots, we're also thinking of artificial intelligence and the software that comes out of that in computers. All of those are things that replace the human factor to some degree or an extent in the work we do. And those are robots. Now, what Seth Godin did just today, some of you may know who Seth is. He's an incredible marketing genius. He has the same kind of haircut that I do. And he said this: 23 things artificially intelligent computers can do better, faster, and cheaper than you. Okay, here you go. They can predict the weather. They can read an X-ray, play Go, correct spelling, figure out the P and L of a large company, pick a face out of a crowd, count calories. Listen to this. Fly a jet across the country. Maintain the temperature of your house. Book a flight. Give directions. Create an index for a book. Play Jeopardy. Weld a metal seam. Now, my friend Peter McClellan, he's going to wonder about this one. trade stocks. And just a little brief on that, they are now finding that perhaps that brilliant financial advisor who watches and cleans all the stuff and gleans all the stuff, perhaps an intelligent computer can do an even better performance job than the best financial advisor. Wow. Place online ads. Figure out what book to read next. Water a plant. Monitor a premature newborn. Detect a fire. Play poker. Read documents in a lawsuit. And sort packages. Now, in effect, this is going to happen. Now, it's not going to be dramatic, though it's going to become more and more dramatic. What's going to happen is these things are continually going to be nibbling at people's work and taking it away. I very much have found some of this happening. Particularly, it has been noted that's what's going to happen in the food industry. And this is just put into effect here in the state of Arizona where I live. They raised the minimum wage, which primarily affects many of the workers in the restaurant and service industry. And what has happened now? The price of the food has gone up because of the cost of labor, which is leading more and more of these people into understanding, how can I keep my labor costs down, because the margins in the restaurant business are really hard. And what is happening is the very thing that was going to give more money to the people in the restaurant industry, those people, oftentimes at the bottom of the pay scale, are having a harder and harder time finding jobs. They, in effect, have priced themselves out of the market. And they may be replaced. And I know this for a fact because I'm kind of involved in a project where, quote, that food ordering and service business might be replaced with a robot. Now here's the question. 10 minutes of clarity. Not only do these things and computers do things, they don't ask for vacations, they don't have sick days. They don't have bad days. They just keep doing things. Now, what's going to happen is that more and more people are going to find their job in jeopardy. As it said, a computer can play Jeopardy better than anybody else. Okay, your job is in jeopardy. Assume that. Assume that you can be replaced by a computer, because there's a very good chance that you can be. Now, here's the moment you need to think about. How can your business, your career, the work you're doing, can you do something in which the chances of a computer taking over from you will be reduced? Now, this is serious talk. I know you love what you do, you're doing what you do, and you know what? And many of you just hate what you do. That's true. A number of you listening to this program need to quit your soul-sucking job, and we can help you do that. But you might be glad to have any job, because artificial intelligence and robots are coming. Tobor is a bit scary, and he might be after your job. So what's your plan to be more and more connected, looking on the lookout? What kind of work, contribution, usefulness can you bring into the marketplace that has less and less chance of being replaced by the robots? Because, indeed, the robots are coming, the robots are coming, the robots are coming, and it's going to incredibly change the world in the age of the digital entrepreneur. Get ready, be smart, figure out what it takes so that you can continue to live fully alive and make your mark in the new digital marketplace. Well, thank you very much, and thank you, Rob, for your wonderful job behind the glass putting this program together. Once again, my name is Stan Houston, and the program's called What It Takes Radio. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're here with 10 minutes of clarity. Kind of scary clarity, but something that you can prepare for and be ready for, because you know what it takes. Tomorrow, Peter McClellan will be back with, what matters, what really matters, what's important as we talk about the market and finances in the past week and what to look forward in the month ahead as we figure out what it takes. All the best and blessings, because that's part of what it takes, and I hope to see you again soon on What It Takes Radio.